Hello everyone, my name is Alice and welcome under the Streetlights. This is the first episode of my podcast, so I'm gonna mostly just do a self-introduction and explain the point of why I wanted to make this podcast. So as I said, my name's Alice. I'm 23 years old as of 2023, and I'm a trans girl. I currently work as a sales associate in an art supply store, and on my free times, I'm also an artist and a streamer. And honestly, if you are listening to this, you probably already seen some of my stuff. I'm passionate about art as I'm working in it, and I'm also an artist. But I also want art to become like my full-time job. I want it to be the way I win my life. I also adore music, which is a different type of art, but I count as different because music is music and art is art. It, it's complicated, but it's the same thing, but also kind of different. But anyway, yeah, I do want to make music. I took singing classes for a little while, and I want to learn the piano. I also had guitar classes back in the days. I think I still remember a few chords. And I even think of learning the bass, because it's kind of a cool instrument, not gonna lie. So overall, I guess you could call me a jack of all trade, but a master of none. It's funny with this quote because the full quote doesn't end there. It's called, and the full quote is jack of all trade, master of none, but often better than a master of one. I think. Yeah, I think that's the full quote. Yeah, it was cut off for like it to be like negatively seen, but it's a positive quote. Which is weird because there's a lot of quotes like that are used in a negative sense, but they got modified into becoming because they were positive before, but people wanted to use them against the people who used them, who they were made for originally. Like, one of my favorite one is money is the root of all evil, but the actual quote is the love of money is the root of all evil, which basically means that greed is evil, not just having money, because having money is how we live. As shitty as it is, we live in a capitalist market, so of course we need to have money to survive. That's how we live in this world. We have money to buy a house, food, clothes, anything that should be human rights, but they aren't because, I don't know, that's just how life is. It kinda sucks, but we're not gonna change it tomorrow, so while we fight for a better system, we still need to live in it for now. So the point of this podcast isn't to go against capitalism, because there's already so many that already do that, and honestly, I don't really want to talk about it because I don't find this subject interesting. This podcast it's gonna be deep still, because we're gonna talk about nostalgia, anemoia, mental health, all that kind of stuff. Just slow, hard subjects that are part of life and that we need to talk about. And for those who don't know, anemoia is a word that I discovered just the other day, honestly, and it's my favorite word. It's my new favorite word. It's the definition is basically nostalgia for a time you never lived through. I always had this feeling, not like kids nowadays who think that they should have been born in the 80s. More like I should have been born at the same time that I was born, actually, but I should have been born more free, I guess you could say. Like, we always see these pictures of kids in convenience store in the dark nights, just drinking under streetlights, or going to the skate park just to hang around or skate if you learn how to skate, which I want to. I want to learn to skate. Which is funny because I was gifted a skate for like my 6th birthday, I think. I don't remember quite well, I don't have the best memory. And I remembered that I did not want to learn to skate for one simple reason. It was that the day I got my skateboard, my little sister and my little cousin decided to play with it. Like, from the moment I got it, for the entire day, all they did was sit on it and roll around the apartment. Which honestly is a dumb reason, and I blame myself. It's entirely my fault. Like, I should have not let this stupid reason be the reason why I did not learn to skate. But you know how it is. My brain decided not to want to skate after that, and now I'm 23 years old, and my brain is 12 years old and want to learn to skate again. People are gonna be wondering why I just said that my brain is 12 years old, but it's simple. I may not be the first person you see on the internet say things like that, but I am what we call an adult teenager. Well, first of all, since I'm going through HRT, so it's like second puberty, so that's one thing, but it's also with how my mental health is, my brain just decided to revert, I guess you could say, to a teenage-like mind. Like, if for those who know what age regression is, for people who regress to a child or toddler age, that's called a little space. And for others like me who have regressed to a teenage state, we call ourselves middles. Yeah, it's simple as that. So where am I going with all this? Honestly, I have no idea. Another point of this podcast is existentialism. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, because honestly, it's a pretty big thing in life. A lot of people just go through life without even thinking about it, about thinking about their own existence. But a lot of people also do think about it. A lot of people have a lot of existential crisis. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at pronunciations. That's one thing I should have said during my presentation. I am a French Canadian. Therefore, my main language is French, so my English could be better. But it could be a lot worse too, so. But yeah, existential crises. A lot of people go through them, and honestly, it's very terrifying. Often you go through life, you start thinking, oh shit, I'm going to die one day. And it's hard. Like, you don't know what to do. You don't have anyone to talk to because your mom's gonna die too. Why would you tell her that you think you're gonna die? Well, that you know that you're gonna die when she's gonna die too. It's a hard subject, and that's why I want to talk about it on this podcast, because people need answers. People need a way to just reflect on these thoughts, because if you're just left alone with your thoughts and all you think about is the end and how everything sucks and there's just a giant hole in the middle of the world that's gonna be the end of everything, what are you supposed to do? So yeah, a lot of people have gone through this. A lot of people have different answers on the meaning of life, and a lot of episodes are gonna be all by myself, just spewing my thoughts out. But I'm also gonna invite some of my friends, my partner, random people I think are cool, and we're gonna talk about different subjects like that. Yeah, that's about it. So, this is gonna be a shorter episode for today, but I hope you're all gonna enjoy this podcast, because I hope I'm gonna enjoy recording it, because I really wanna talk about these things, and just talking about it in front of a mic and not doing anything else, being able to speak my mind without being stopped by anyone, it feels good. Anyway, I hope to see you another night. Good night, everyone.